Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Here today and online at gcautoshield.com. The In Wheel Time car talk show is on the air.
Yep.
Ahead, tech-focused repair solutions. Later, Jeff has this week's Motor Minute, and I'll have the stories making automotive news headlines. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. IT genius David Ainsley is vacationing in the UP.
Yeah, good for him.
I'm Don
Took
Armstrong.
his boys out.
Pardon me?
It said took his boys out there. It's having a blast.
Good. You went up there last year.
I did in August. Yeah, I had a blast.
I remember you saying, I don't want to go.
I don't want to go. And I had a blast. So there you go.
It's a great vacation spot.
Mm-hmm.
Who would ever think Michigan as a vacation spot?
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
Great Lake State.
It's absolutely beautiful up there, especially the Upper Peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you very much for joining us on this Saturday on our live version of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. We live stream this every Saturday, 8 to 11 a.m. Central Time. And, of course, podcasts are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to our first guest today, Kevin Fitzpatrick with Opus IV, not Opus IVW. Mr. Mars kind of threw me for a little loop there this morning, and I'm glad that we caught that, so I didn't say IVW.
I'm glad you didn't say that either.
Or VW.
You just said it twice.
Kevin, we apologize for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
So, Kevin, what does Opus IV do?
Well, it's actually Opus IVS. Intelligent Vehicle Support is what the IVS stands for. So what we do is we support shops both in the mechanical and the collision space, both scanning vehicles, making sure collision vehicles are given back to their owners in the absolute post or pre-collision condition. And in the mechanical space, what we're doing is we're remotely programming vehicles, remotely diagnosing vehicles. We've got about 4,000 shops that we're connecting to on a daily basis and helping all of those technicians get through really tough diagnostic tasks every day.
So how does it work?
So how it works is we provide the shops, speaking on the mechanical side for a second, we provide the shops basically a scan tool. It's a tablet PC. And what the technicians will do is they'll go about their diagnostics, and if they get to a point where they're not sure about what they're doing, let's say they got a Mercedes in the shop, they're not a Mercedes technician or a Volkswagen, they're not that familiar with Volkswagen. They have the ability to push a button on the device requesting support from one of our master technicians in maybe our Huntington Beach call center or remotely around the United States. And then what we do is we connect that shop, that technician, to a master level technician. That technician is then able to see exactly what's going on with that vehicle. If a module needs to be updated, we're able to connect to that module and put the latest software into it. If the module needs to be replaced, we can code it, program it, and bring it online.
Very interesting. What about body repair?
Same thing in body repair. In body repair, it's really important when a car gets into a collision, right? I mean, all of these systems, right? With what we call ADAS. When all of these systems they have to be brought back into service. Now, when a car gets into a crash, the shops have no idea which systems are down, which systems are up. So what we do is we connect with a factory level scan tool, and we go into every single module, every single system in the vehicle, and we're basically asking that system, hey, do you have any trouble codes? Are you ready for service? And so basically that's what we do. We go into every single system in the vehicle, making sure if it needs to be calibrated, we calibrate it, and we make sure that car goes back to that customer in a pre-collision state.
I think that most people really don't understand the fact that there are sensors in certain body modules that, tells the car, hey, I've been in a wreck, or, I popped the airbags in it, that sort of thing. And, especially if you have some sort of a front end collision, there's a lot more to it than just unscrewing some bolts and taking the fender off and putting a new one back on there and painting it.
Well, that's how it used to be, right? Lots of welding, lots of paint, lots of straightening. It's not like that anymore at all. Now it's a lot of calibrations. These guys are true technicians. If you ever spent any time in a collision shop and saw what's going on, it's engineering, chemistry, and technology. That's what's going on.
So what happens when a shop, now today, many people say, okay, well, I want the original VW fender on it, but you have an option. You could get a Chinese fender, and we can give it to you at half the price of the factory fender. Do you run into issues with that, or are those options that the repair guy has?
Now, mostly, like if you bring your vehicle to a quality collision shop, they're going to make sure that, like I said, that car is given back to that customer in a pre-collision state. They're going to make sure that the car gets quality parts put back on it. There's always going to be those shops that are looking to buy less than quality parts, put them on your vehicle, and charge accordingly. But again, it's up to the consumer and your insurance companies. Your insurance company wants to make sure that they're giving back to their customer a quality repair.
Well, that's interesting because I took a tour of the plant that built, this is several years ago, Toyota Corollas, and yes, they were building the doors and the surrounds of the doors in one stamping function that goes on to the assembly line, but they also made extra sets to go out to all the dealers. So that's the same pattern, the same stamp, if you will, for the doors for all of the Toyota Corollas. It comes out of the same machine. Whereas if you go to an aftermarket like a Chinese knockoff, chances are that it's not going to fit exactly right. And they're going to have to do more body work, the surrounds, the doors themselves, to make the thing kind of pass, if you will. And not only that, but if you use knockoff parts and you're going to go and trade your car in or sell your car outright, it actually doesn't get as much money as the original parts because you can tell.
Oh, you can absolutely tell. I can tell you as a matter of fact, a lot of, again, on the mechanical side as well, a lot of the quality parts places that you would buy parts from, Worldpac, Advanced Auto Parts, these guys have actual metallurgists on staff where they, when they purchase rotors, because they buy a lot of parts from China. This is the world we live in. But when they buy a part from China, they actually make sure that the alloys that are in that brake rotor, for instance, are exactly the same as are in the OE part. You know what I mean? And they spot check every order that they get to make sure that nobody's pulling the old switcheroo on them. They make sure that what they're buying is what they're what they're contracting for is what they're getting.
So there's DOT regulations on the rotor, much like because there's DOT regulations on tires that come over from different parts of the world. Are the same thing for DOT on certain parts?
Well, I don't even know if this DOT regulations. It's a little bit looser on the rotors. Like I said, if you look at a brake rotor, like if you go to price a brake rotor, you're going to see like a European brake rotor. It'll be priced anywhere from $19 to $300, right? So the consumer in the shop has a choice, and you know what I mean. Do you want OE level? Or do you want to save some bucks and be shaken down the road? You have options. I'm not to be honest with you, I'm not sure how regulated it really is.
Yeah.
So what is the most sought after repair from your shops?
Where you need somebody ask you for help.
Yeah.
It's vehicle programming. Like I said, most of everything that we're doing is because the OE software is so costly and oftentimes difficult to handle. Most of the independent repair shops will only handle one or two of the brands. So at Opus, like I said, the main thing that we're doing is coding and programming vehicles. Where, like, again, if a module is purchased from a parts outlet, we're remoting in and programming. That's the biggest thing we're doing on a daily basis.
So I'm a small shop, and I don't want to spend the thousands of dollars every year to get the updates on the hardware. I mean, the software and this thing.
Yep.
So I can subscribe with you. I guess it's a subscription type thing.
Correct.
So that whenever that BMW comes in once a year that I need some help on, I don't want to turn the customer away because he's a good customer with his other vehicles. I can go as far as I can go, but then I can contact you
Right.
and get support.
Yep.
How is there a way I can tell that shop works with you? And the reason I'm asking is, okay, I'm looking for somebody new to work on my cars. So, and I'm looking for references, and I know it's a small shop. There's only 5 or 6 techs in there. But, and I wonder about how well they keep up their software and things in this modern world that I don't keep up with. And I'm just wondering if there's a way that I can tell that, they at least try to work with you.
Well, you would ask them. All you would ask the customer or ask the shop is, you know what I mean? You want to ask them that they're using factory software to program the vehicle. You know what I mean? So it doesn't necessarily have to be Opus. I don't want to overpump Opus. They're either going to use factory software on their own, or if they're going to remote it, it's most likely going to be our company that's doing it.
Okay. So that would be the question. Are you using factory software? And if they are, they're either getting it from the factory or you or somebody like you.
Well, I think what you're saying is, you walk into a shop, you want to be, you want to look at something and say, this is who we have behind us. So Opus is backing that
You want
shop.
the window sticker
exactly.
on the front door.
Yeah.
This is here I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of the window sticker stuff, and I'll tell you this: like the OEs, they've gotten much better over the years. Like I said, it used to be this kind of butting head things with the aftermarket, and in many cases, the OEs are partnering with us. You know what I mean? Realizing they can fix all of the cars that are out there, and like I said, they've come around quite a bit, and they've given us a lot more access to what we need in order to properly fix the vehicles that they're turning out.
How do you price your service? Is it by contacting you and then you helping them with this certain car that they're calling you about, or is it just a general monthly fee? How do you do that?
Our programming is basically by the vehicle. So on a European vehicle, we charge $199 to program a module. On an Asian and domestic vehicle, it's $159 to program a module, and that's just simply because of the time it takes. European vehicles have a lot more data that we're pushing into the vehicle and the time it takes. That's why there's a little bit of a price variance. But no, we try to keep it really easy for the shops, and we leave them plenty of room so that they can mark it up and make a few shillings for themselves.
But there's also the consideration that if I'm running the shop and I've got a tech and he's got a problem, he can either reach out to you and get you to do the module update, or he can spend hours trying to go on Google and figure out and trying to find something that he can do, and that's costing me money.
And that's exactly it. We've always we were one of the first. We built a really great tech support team, and the most important thing is having a friend in this industry. It's something we really kind of built our business on. These cars are so technical today. I mean, we were I think the first in the country to launch an aftermarket Tesla support group. Because they're so technical. I mean, they're rolling computers, they're rolling networks, and to have a technician. I mean, you used to listen to the vehicle, right, and tell if the vehicle was running lean, right? You don't do that anymore. You know what I mean? When you plug into these vehicles, they're going to give you 15 different trouble codes. They light up like a Christmas tree when there's something wrong. And it takes a bit of a technical edge, to fix them. So you need a specialist per brand, and that's what Opus offers. We give them that level of expertise, and we want to make sure that whatever rolls into any shop in the country, you know what I mean, that shop can connect to the person and the technology that they need to fix the vehicle. Because when you talk about technician shortages, right, we don't want to see shops going out of business. and you can't possibly put the number of technicians you would need to fix every make and model into your service base. You couldn't do it. So you have to leverage technology.
Do you supply the education for your software to these technicians?
We do, and we go a little bit deeper than that. We do webinar training on the actual vehicles and the brands. We're doing on the 13th of July, for instance, we're doing a training event in our Huntington Beach location. We're going to be doing another one in Florida, another one in New York coming up, where we invite all of our customers in, and we take the support technicians, the master technicians that they have access to, when they're diagnosing a vehicle. Right. Uh-huh. We actually stand those technicians up in front of the customers and say, hey, why don't you come in on Saturday? We're going to do an 8-hour class. We're going to do, to pick a subject, variable valve timing. And we kind of educate the customers, so we try to give them everything that they need, the tooling, the technology, the education. We try to give them everything that they need to be successful.
It's a complete package is what you offer.
We're trying. Yep.
I got it. Well, listen, it's great to talk to you, and sorry about screwing up your name.
No worries.
Opus
IVS, Intelligent Vehicle Support.
There you go.
VS.
See,
Mars?
I wrote it down already. I already wrote it down.
He wrote it down. Kevin, it's great to talk to you, my friend. You take care, and thanks so much again for joining us today.
Appreciate it as always, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
These cars are getting complicated.
Yeah.
Well, get it. They are.
My youngest bought a new car, brand new off the dealership. 7 weeks. It goes nuts on her. I mean, lights flashing, wipers, all kinds of stuff. She takes it back to the dealer. Actually, it gets towed back to the dealer. Took them 4 days to go through it, and one of the computers was impacting 5 other computers, and they had to work their way through the computers to get down to that subcomputer to find it, to figure out what was wrong with it. And then the part was on back order.
It sounds like the In-Wheel Time Show.
Wow.
Technically speaking.
And we're on back order.
That's it. We're on back order.
This is actually a show from like 2 weeks ago. So.
Yeah. And this is actually not a car show. We specialize in brown water.
And food.
From Neaterville.
Recipe places.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay. You and your friends can get this award-winning In-Wheel Time Car Talk show 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream our live 3-hour weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. And podcasts, yes, they're available from your favorite podcast provider. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues after this quick break.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call, and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone special? In-Wheel Time and the original Lupi Tortilla group of Tex-Mex restaurants have joined together to help a very worthy cause, God's Garage, a Christian-based 501c3 charity. We know there are lots of places and organizations out there where you can donate a car, truck, or SUV. But we're asking you, our car enthusiast family, to consider donating to God's Garage. Visit godsgarage.org and learn about its mission, the women that have been helped, how each one is screened, and about their Restore You program. A car donation is an easy way to make a difference in the lives of others. God's Garage needs good operating vehicles, but will take all types in working and non-working condition. Make your heart and soul feel good by donating your gently used vehicle and help support single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military at godsgarage.org.
You're on the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Thanks for riding with us today. We'd love to hear from you. Just shoot us an email. The address, info@inwheeltime.com. Time now for Jeff's Motor Minute.
Have you ever wondered what it takes to drive a school
Never.
bus? Or maybe an ambulance?
Yes.
Or a fire truck?
Ambulance, yeah.
Well, today we're going to learn how to drive a hearse. So what you need for a hearse...
Don't go fast around the corners and
you
don't
should
accelerate
have
too
a
much.
high school diploma or a GED as far as a regular driver's license. After getting a regular driver's license, you can start out as a chauffeur or a taxi driver instead of jumping right into being a hearse driver, Mike. So in many states, there are requirements to obtaining a license it's called a for-hire endorsement for that license. You need to gain knowledge of funeral services to enhance your career and prospects. So from there, the skills you need more than excellent driving skills,
You
Don.
need to be alive.
You must be empathetic. You must have compassion. You must be able to relate to the relatives of the deceased. Emotional resilience is essential as well, because you need to quickly adapt to stressful situations and focus on the driving and observing motor vehicle laws. Hearse drivers should relate well with people from diverse cultures, backgrounds, dead or alive. So you need excellent communication and interpersonal skills.
Why did you
looking
look
at
at
you.
me that way? Why did you look
You
at
just
me?
can't go to a funeral home and get a job. So the places that you can find a job as a driver of a hearse are hospitals. Some companies have companies that do commercial funeral transportation services. Mike had a question for me before the show about going across state lines. There's some regulations for that. I didn't get into it, but you don't need much to be a
not
hearse
even
driver.
that, but like the funeral I went to last night, this morning they're having the service up in Lufkin from Port Neches, so it's a 2.5 hour drive.
Right.
So somebody has got to transport that body up there to there and have it there for the burial site by the time the family gets there. And I would assume it would be the funeral home, but like what you're saying, they
There's
may
companies that
contract
do that.
it out.
Yeah, contract out.
I have to tell you that
hearse.
from my experience, you realize that there are all sorts of different kinds of body wagons, most of which you don't even know it's a body
Well,
wagon.
there's vans, there's SUVs, there are traditional hearse-looking vehicles, wagon type station wagons. So, yeah, I don't need much.
Well, I guess so. I mean, like if you were, like, say, they're taking his mother up there to Lufkin, I don't know what kind of vehicle it's in. It could have been in a van.
Mm-hmm. Could have been.
Yeah.
Nondescript, non-labeled van.
Yeah.
You don't know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I will tell you that years ago, I did a series of instructional videos for a very large funeral company. Has many funeral homes, and I gained quite a bit of knowledge, most of which I think I've forgotten by now. But I will tell you that most, if not all, of the hearse drivers are very well schooled in all of the things involved in a funeral, not just driving the hearse.
Right.
You have to be involved and know what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and that sort of thing.
You can go to take a college course on that because they do
Sure,
offer
like
that.
a training thing, yeah.
Absolutely. So
It's a very interesting industry.
the kicker on this is it doesn't pay very well. It's like under $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
It's not very much, but you don't do very much. I mean, you crank the radio up. Is that too loud for you back there? I mean, what do you do?
Hey, that subwoofer back there, boom, 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 boom.
There you go.
If it's rattling the license plate, it's probably rattling your cargo.
Yeah, the handle's on the casket.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at some of the stories making news this morning. We kind of touched on this earlier. Hacking group called Black Suit is behind the cyber attack on CDK Global that's paralyzed car sales across the North America, according to Alan Liska, a threat analyst at the security firm Recorded Future Inc. The story from Automotive News. The cybercrime group has demanded an extortion fee in the tens of millions of dollars from Hoffman Estates-based CDK, which plans to make the payment, according to Bloomberg. Black Suit appears to be a group of Russian and Eastern European hackers with a history of working with a group known as Royal Ransomware, according to John Clay, a threat intelligence researcher at the cybersecurity firm Trend Micro. It functions as a ransomware as a service gang in which members lease their technical tools to affiliates and demand a cut of any extortion payments. Really? So they basically have an agent to
Yeah.
extort people.
Yeah.
Kind of like lawyers. They get a cut if you get any money.
I'm sure that we have lawyers listening to the program right now, so it's kind of a blanket indictment there, isn't it, Mr. Mars?
No,
don't
I just
know.
meant the way they kind of
I
do the
see.
commission
Yeah,
thing.
sure, that's what you meant. Royal Ransomware targeted at least 350 victims and demanded more than $275 million in ransom fees in 2022 and 2023, according to the FBI and CISA, a unit of the Department of Homeland Security. So it is a big, ugly, ugly mess. Tony Gullo, founder and owner
yeah.
of Gullo Auto Group in Conroe, died June 16th in Tomball. He was 90. Born in Houston to Italian immigrant parents, Dominic and Jeannie Gullo. He was the youngest of 7. He graduated from St. Thomas High School here in Houston in 1953. Through an introduction by his colleague Don McGill, Tony met Fred Haas, who became his longtime business partner. They founded Gullo Haas Toyota together in 1970. Since its inception in 1983, Gullo also was chairman of the Houston Auto Show. So our condolences. He was a great guy. I got a chance to meet him, the nicest guy you'd ever want to meet. Always had a smile, and almost as if he knew me. Don, how are you? Gosh,
Yeah.
it's good to meet you. He didn't know me from Adam, but he felt like that. Anyway, it was a great guy, and it's a sad day. And he had a great car collection, too, from what I understand, although I never visited it. Did you ever go up there, Mars?
No, I've heard a lot about it, though.
Mars is
Mike-
in another world right now.
He doesn't have the headset.
Yeah, okay. But at any rate, great guy. I think I'm going to save this story for later. I really didn't have my act together this morning. This is a story that I want to read, and you can't interrupt me here because we're kind of short on time. Former employee of a Vermont Nissan dealership pleaded guilty to committing mail fraud on June 18th, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, again from Automotive News. Robert McLean, who served as service and parts director at Formula Nissan, was employed at the dealership from March of 19 to September of 22. He also was once the dealership parts manager. In his roles, McLean would order parts from Nissan North America using the dealership management program. Starting in January of 2021, authorities said McLean began to order vehicle suspension lift kits, which cost from $2,300 to $2,900 that were not needed at the dealership. He would order them without using the management software, so they would not show up in the dealership parts inventory. Nissan would bill the dealership, which would pay. Authorities said McLean sold more than 200 kits on Facebook, accepting payment on his personal PayPal account. He shipped the kits out using the dealership's FedEx account. Formula Nissan and its insurance company suffered an out-of-pocket loss of $575,000, according to authorities. McLean now faces up to 20 years in prison and a fine of up to twice the loss caused by his fraud. His sentencing is scheduled for October 31st, Halloween. Boo!
Wow.
How many did he sell?
200. 200 kits, lift kits.
At $1,500 a pop.
Well,
Got to figure he's selling a little bit of a discount so he can sell them.
Yeah, because it's not his
it was
money.
it was all nothing but profit for him.
Like
because-
300,000.
Yeah.
Mike's
there's
on
that.
Facebook right now looking for a lift kit.
Apparently.
Well,
he is.
I want to see if mine's shipped or not.
Quick back order.
Quick break now. We'll be right back. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipe means when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the first Lupi Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here is the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupi Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupi Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupi Tortilla Katie's another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupi's. It's located on 99 the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Lupi Tortilla in College Station. Located just around the corner from Kyle Field, it's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Going to Louisiana? The Lupi Tortilla in Beaumont is on I-10, so you can't miss it. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants has the best Tex-Mex anywhere, and you're invited anytime. Your car is a direct reflection of you, so don't be satisfied with color fade or a dingy, dull appearance. Get rid of those terrible automated car wash scratches. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your Save the Paint company. John Gray and his team of detailing experts can help your cars finish without a full repaint. Searching for the real experts in window tint or windshield protection? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Dash cams, radar detectors, Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Got a new car? Get that thing protected as soon as you take delivery. If you don't know which of the multitude of protection products to go with, John Gray will give you an honest opinion and won't sell you something you don't need or can't afford. John will help you understand the many options and pricing right on the spot. He's your guy to have your ride looking its best and protected too. See the state-of-the-art shop yourself. Free tours anytime. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to, located just south of the Southwest Freeway on the Sam Houston Parkway. Gulf Coast Auto Shield, full-service luxury car care today, and online at gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.